Hey my friends, what's going on? It's your boy Keder on a beautiful day, my friends. So I'm back from the event that I went to in San Diego. One of my good friends was having an event. His name is Nate O'Brien. I was actually a speaker from there, so I wanted to share with you the experience. What are some of the takeaways, some of the stuff that I've learned. You know, the event was about being self-made, you know, how to become a self-made millionaire. What are the ideas or what are the takeaways from that meeting, since some of you couldn't make it? So I decided, hey, why not come here, give you guys some value and some of the information that I've learned and how this stuff can actually help you get to the next level. Okay, so I have a few notes that I took from the event, so I'll share some of the most important stuff with you. It was a 4-day event. I went there and I ended up spending 3 days. It was real great. A lot of people was there. A lot of people got a lot of value from what was being said. So let's share with you inside of this video, you know, how to become a self-made millionaire. What are the ideas? What are the things you need if you're building a business online and to take your game to the next level?
And if you enjoyed this video but haven't subscribed,
press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
So what I'm gonna do today now, how many of you would like to, you know what, I'm running my campaign right now, but how many of you would like to get money to fund your campaign? Yeah? One of the first things that was shared at the event that's really powerful was having a mantra. You know, something that's gonna get you going. Like for me, when I wake up in the morning, it's let's go, let's get it done. You know, when you have this little mantra, there's a little saying that's gonna keep you pumped, because creating millions of dollars is not impossible, but it is something that for most of you probably never done before. So it's gonna require some type of mindset. You know, the effort is always gonna start from the mind. So number one, you gotta have some type of mantra. Like me, it's let's go. I'm a no quitter. Let's go get it. Let's go crush it. You know, have those little sayings in your mind. Like I wear little bracelets like this. Like if you come to any of my events, you will see that we give you little quotes, stuff that's gonna remind you, little reminder. Put stuff on your phone, little reminders on your phone that's gonna tell you, hey, it's time to go. You know, have some ideas of what your life should be. You know, who are you? Like I have an alarm that comes on my phone every 2 hours to remind me that I'm a no quitter. I get things done. You know, I get over my fear. I don't let nothing stop me. You know, little mantras like this. Second thing is posture. You know, it's really how do you comport yourself? You know, the posture. How do you carry yourself on a day-to-day basis? Because that's all gonna have to do with your mindset in the beginning. So if you have a mindset of a winner, you wake up in the morning, how would a winner feel? Like someone who's on top of their game, who's on top of the world, how they gonna feel? If you're a millionaire already, you know, this is called future pasting. If you already put yourself, you're already creating that $1 million mindset, you wake up in the morning, you're gonna feel like a millionaire, you're gonna act like a millionaire, you're gonna do what a millionaire do, right? So millionaire, they reads, right? For the most part, they get knowledge, they get ideas, they mastermind. So you're gonna do what people that are successful in your field, what they are doing, you're gonna learn exactly how to do the same thing. Next thing that I wanna share with you in this path, this journey to success that I learned, is that you want to get a team. One of my mentors said to me, you know, if you want to become a millionaire, you can actually achieve that by yourself. But if you want to become a billionaire, you got to hire people to do that. You got to have other people with the vision that you're trying to create. So it takes a whole different ball game. When it comes to getting there, you want to have a good team around you. And some of you right now, you're building your business and you don't feel like, hey, you need a team of people, because maybe you feel like, yo, I'm so much better at doing things by myself. Like I have this great student of mine, her name is Isabel. She's been a business partner way back, and she was telling me about some of her struggle, even when it comes to hiring other people to do certain things. And I know you probably deal with the same struggle, where maybe you're not a professional graphic designer, but you have the struggle within you where maybe you've learned it, and whenever you do it, you feel like it's the best, but you don't want to hire somebody else to do it for you that can save you time. And that was the case with her, because you become a perfectionist. Whatever you do, you feel like you can do it better than somebody else. So the key is to be able to let go and build a team around you and allow your team to get better at what they do. 80% of 10 people is way better than 100% of you on 10 different things. Because guess what? it's gonna exhaust you, and you're not gonna be able to fulfill your dream as your dreams start require a lot more, because now you're not just required to do 10 things, you're required to do 100 things at 100% level. So 80% of 100 people doing these things is way better than 100% of you doing 100 things, because it's gonna clumsy your day and you're not gonna be able to be as efficient as you could be when it comes to producing results. Okay, and we went into goal setting, you know, waking up every single day. What is your goal for the day? A lot of the time people say, I want to become a millionaire in a span of 6 months, you know, but what you must realize, you must learn how to live in the now. 6 months never come until the day come. So it's always a day to day. If you don't set up your goals for the day, let's start out with a day. Okay, we know, okay, in 6 months we want to make $1 million, we want to be a millionaire. That's a number, that's a very stretched out goals, you know. In 6 months or in a year, that's what I really want to do. But you want to contract that in a day-to-day basis. What are going to be your action? Although your goals, your work ethic has to align your goal. You cannot want something so amazing, right? Because most people, they live their life and never even reach that type of income in one day. The 5%, the 1% that reach it. So your goal must match your work ethic. That means that it's gonna require a lot more work, a lot more strategic work, you know, not necessarily a lot more physical labor work, but a lot more strategic work. So you gotta start thinking differently, start doing things differently if you're gonna get to that goal in the next 90 days. Then we talk about excuses, which is one of the reasons a lot of people don't reach their goals. Right now, what are the excuses that you have in your life that's stopping you from producing at the highest level that you can? You know, some people, it might be the kids. You know, one of the things with excuses is that you can reverse it, because most of the time, every excuses that we have for not doing something can be the reason why also we're doing it. If you flip the way that you process your mindset. Because I remember a lot of the time I would make excuses when I had twins and I had kids and say, oh man, I got kids, I can't do these things. But what I've learned on my journey is that if you change that and say, hey, I have to do it because I have kids, the same reason why you say, hey, you can't do it, you can reframe the way you process your thought. You know, you say, hey, I can't do it because I don't have any money. Well, you must do it because you need money, right? That's why you're trying to do it. You know, you might say, hey, I can't do it because there's nobody in my family that's ever done it. You know, I don't have that great of an example. Guess what? You got to do it because you got to become that one person in your family that ever done it, so that you can set the trail. So you become the poverty breaker. You know, the chain, you're going to be the one that's going to break the chain of poverty in your family. So when you understand that, those reasons why you got to do it, those excuses, you turn them into motivation for you to move towards your goals. It's going to get you there a lot faster. All right. Next thing that I've learned inside of this event we had is to being aggressive. You know, if you have big goals, you got to be aggressive. I mean, here's one exercise that I started doing. If you have fears in your life, like a lot of the time you have fears, so you're fearful of doing certain things, and sometimes the fear that you have, it might spill in different arena of your life. Look at your day-to-day basis. You know, again, we talked about posture earlier. How do you comport yourself? One of the things that helps me, one of the exercise, if you're someone who has a lot of fear, you've been fearful how to do things, and some of the time that fear will just spread out in different part of your life. Like maybe you writing and you might have this little fear, oh man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Or maybe you've been drinking a glass of water, and the way you taking the water, you're like, oh, I'm scared that the glass might fall. Or, you know, you fearful in your mind. And I'm going in the basic stuff, right? In the basic stuff. Because if you have fear, a lot of the time you're going to process it, you know, unintentionally, even when you're doing the small little things, because it starts spreading out in your life. What I highly recommend you to do, maybe you have you have this big fear. Maybe you have the fear of starting a business. It's kind of big to you. But I say start out with the simple things. You know, start out with the simple things and start getting your courage back from there. And it's going to make a big difference on how you process. So what do I mean by start out with the simple things? Like if you're grabbing a glass of water, like grab it strong, like you hold it with your hand. I'm not saying don't break the glass now, but I'm saying whatever you don't, like anything that would have that spark a little bit of fear. Like if you go into the bathroom, like you wake up in the morning and you scared that, hey, you're gonna wake up your kid and you're trying to go, like you have a little fear of pulling the door, you don't want it to make noise, just grab the door and pull it out. So all these little things, they're gonna help you confront your fear and build confidence. Whatever you're holding or whatever you're doing, even I find that to help me even with my speech. Like if I'm gonna go and speak in front of, do public speaking, like back in the days I would tremble, I would be scared on how to do on speaking in front of public, but now I grab the mic. Like even if I have this little fear, now press it on the mic and say, hey, let's go, we're gonna speak. So therefore it kind of vanished, the authority that I allocate into what I'm doing. Those little things, it start to transfer into the bigger things that I have to conquer, and it's so powerful. I was listening to Simon Sinek, and he was giving, he's one of my mentor, he was giving an example how you process things matters so much. And he was giving an example how athlete, they are trained, like someone who, an average person, how they process certain things as fear. The athlete, they process it when you have the interview with them. So he was saying how most athletes, whenever an interviewer, like after the game or before the game, they would come to them and ask them, how do they feel? Do they have any fear? And they usually would say, nah, we're not fearful. I don't have fear, but I'm excited. They would say, you know, they could be going to game 7 of the final. They could be performing at the top level of the game. And the question is always, you know, how do you feel? Do you have any fear right now going to this battle or going against this athlete or this team? They always say, I'm not fearful, but I'm excited. They're living for the moment right now. And really, he was saying the sign of excitement and the signs of fears are the same. So what is it when someone is fearful? What do you feel? Like you start sweating, your heart start beating faster, your hands start getting very sweaty, and you have this sweaty hands, and your body might be shaking, and you just feel like there's so much energy running through you. And now, what are the signs of excitement? It's the same thing, right? Your heart is beating faster, maybe your hands shaking a little bit, you're so excited. See, if you're fearful and you process it, I'm freaking excited, I'm jacked up right now. See, the mindset, what you feelings, you know, the way you expressing it is the same, but the way you processing it is totally different. So he was saying a little bit of exercise, which I tried on the airplane. I was coming back from San Diego, and he was saying how to use that. And the way you can use that strategy is that I was on the airplane is just by saying, instead of saying, man, I'm so fearful right now, when you face some type of challenge or something you've never done before, something that's sparking some fear inside of you, instead of saying, man, I'm so fearful right now, I'm scared, and it's just to say, man, this is exciting. Like if you say that, it will literally transform your mind. I remember being on the airplane, I'm coming back, and the pilot, you know, got on the speakers, you know, and said that, hey, you know, we have some turbulence, you know, the airplane was shaking and stuff like that. Instead of me just saying, oh my God, the airplane's gonna crash, like things are gonna go down, it's gonna go crazy. Instead of saying that in my mind, I just said, oh, this is interesting. So I process it. Start processing your fears, right? You start processing them as excitement. And now you're gonna see a whole big difference in your life. You know, those are some of the key points. I mean, there's so much more, guys, but those are some of the key points that I've learned from the event. And I'll talk about excuses, right? This poster behind me say you can't deposit excuses. And one of the things that was said is that, you know, excuses are a check that cannot be cashed. You know, the more excuses that you make, you know, you're gonna find that, man, at the end they have nothing, no promises at the end, but solutions are checked that are cashable. So if you learn how to get solution for your problems and other people's problems, you're gonna be able to create millions of dollars in your life this year. So guys, those are some of the stuff that I've learned from the event. I hope that I was able to share some stuff that are of value to you. Even that one thing about fear, I know that changed my life. And if you're an entrepreneur, you're building this year, you're gonna create 7 figures, definitely take this advice into consideration and change your life.
So pound out for watching this video. Pow! So